What's up, guys? This is Griff Burns Books. I hope you all like my haircut. Big old party going on back there. Got some mutton chops. What's up? But this is Griff Burns Books. I'm Griff. This is a Moonbeam production. Don't worry, we don't actually burn any books. We just do short form book reviews and read some poetry for you too. So for today, I'm gonna review this book. It's Dot Head by Amit Majumdar, and this is a really good book. It's all poetry. This is a really good book. If you're interested in poetry or philosophy or alternate perspectives of American culture and society, I highly recommend picking up this book and reading it. I'm going to read actually a couple poems from this book for you guys. One of my favorites are in here. But I'm going to read this poem for you that is entitled E2. So now you're mouthing off to God too. The voice he gave me is too strong not to. Fugato ergo sum, the escaped slave's motto. Get down on your knees and do it, slowly, the way you were taught to. My eyes have seen the glory, as they damn well ought to. The eye for an eye won't sate him, good thing I brought two. So that's kind of the poetry and the theme of Amit's poetry. Once again, he's a very celebrated poet. He has some really other good poems on YouTube you can look up for yourself. My favorite poem from this book from Red Dot is or Dot Head, sorry about that, and that's Dot Head is the actual poem that is my favorite one. He reads it on YouTube. Let him read it to you. It's amazing. He is a very good poet. If you're into poetry, definitely check out Dot Head by Amit Majumdar. He also has another one in here. I'm gonna read this one to you guys. I really like the hyphenated poets. That was another one of my favorite ones, actually. That was really good from him. But I like this one as well, and it's a different perspective of that America. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Okay, so this one is titled TSA. Off with the wristwatch, the Reeboks, the belt, my laptop's in a bin. I dig out the keys from my jeans and do my best Midwestern grin. At O'Hare, at Atlanta, at Dallas, Fort Worth, it happens every trip. At LaGuardia, Logan, and Washington Dulles, the customary strip is never enough for a young brown male whose name comes up at random. Least the randomness of it is doubted. Observe how Myrtle's searched in tandem, how Doris's six-pack of boost has been seized, and Ethel gets the wand. How polite the screeners to sham paranoia when they really want to pick off the swarthiest and scruffiest of us to pat us top to toe. My fellow Ahmeds and my alien alias, Muhammad alias Mo, my buddies from med school, my doubles partners, my dark unshaven brothers whose names overlap with the crazies and God fiends ourselves, the goated other. So this is a really good book if you're interested in just different perspectives from the typical one that you might see rocking a sweet mullet and chops, mullet. Okay, this is Burn, guys. Check it out. Amit Majumdar, very good job. Extremely good poetry, sir. Very good. So now we're also gonna go ahead and review the Battle of Leyte Gulf, the last fleet action for you guys. This is an amazing historical book. This book is printed by Indiana University Press, and it is about the World War II Battle of Leyte Gulf. I was really interested in this book because my grandfather, Nephi Rolfe Griffiths, served in the Navy in World War II and actually fought in this battle. I was mistaken. He was not on a destroyer escort that was sunk. He was on the FOMO, the USS FOMO, that was with the 7th Fleet there, liberating the Philippines. And that's what this book is about. The Battle of Leyte Gulf is pretty much the largest naval battle ever to take place in human history. So there is a lot of information in here about the battle that is just, I mean, it can be mind-numbing if you're not into, boring historical stuff like that to a certain extent. But this book is really good. It's laid out really well. So the chapters 1 through 3 kind of just give you an introduction and a big overview of the battle. It takes place pretty much between October 6, 1944 through the end of November 1944 is when the battle takes place. Very pivotal battle in the Pacific Theater in World War II and the liberation of the Philippines. The U.S. objective here was to capture the Philippines and cut off the Imperial Japanese forces and the Imperial Japanese Navy from their oil supply. So Very pivotal battle that happened here. There's a couple things I want to. It has some pictures in it, and so we always like pictures here at Griff Burns Books. They make it more fun for us to read. But it's not a picture book by any stretch of the imagination. It definitely some heavy historical, hardcore reading in here. But some pretty cool pictures. It also has some pretty cool maps. Let me see if I can pull up some maps for you guys as well. I love this stuff. I get really nerdy on maps and historical data and just looking up dates and crazy stuff like that, which you can definitely do with this book. So if you're into World War II naval history, this is definitely one you should already be knowing about. So just go over some of the book addresses the American side of this and the cause for the American side a little bit too much in my perspective. It doesn't really address the Japanese cause, and it doesn't really take into fullest what was contributing to why the Japanese did what. But to get down to the spicy, juicy stuff, Admiral Halsey made a mistake, and the Japanese capitalized on it and used some superior naval maneuvering. And they also had a lot of big guns. They had 2 big battleships actually there that let me look. So I have the Musashi and the Yamamoto. Yamamoto were the 2 big Japanese battleships. The other cool thing about this battle is it wasn't just naval surface warfare. It was subsurface. It was also air to sea, sea to air, land to air, air to land. So there's lots of factors involved in this. The biggest naval battle in human history. And pretty cool book right here. H.P. Wilmot and Indiana University Press did an excellent job. You could definitely teach an entire course on the Battle of Leyte Gulf to nerdy wannabe historians like me. America, yeah! So, that's Griff Burns Books, people, and good people out there. Be good to each other. Be kind. Remember, this is a Moonbeam production. And so, yes, follow, subscribe, comment, all those very cool things. Please let us know what you thought about our 2 book reviews today, or if you have any suggestions for future book reviews. Next week, I'm going to do this one right here. I'm going to stick with the naval war history. This is Patriot Pirates, the Privateer War for Freedom and Fortune in the American Revolution. Very cool book right here. Has kind of some of the beginnings of the United States Navy in this book right here. So I'll review that next week. Again, this is Griff Burns Books. I'm Griff. Thank you. This is a Moonbeam production. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, give us some feedback, and be good to each other. America, yeah, woo!